Today we test drive an ID Buzz, and it completely shatters our preconceptions of electric cars. There are plenty of detailed videos about the ID Buzz on YouTube already, so we're not going to rehash that. We're just going to give you our thoughts on the things that we like about it and the things that we're a bit less sure about. The first thing that really surprised us was the size of the Buzz. When we've seen it in photos, it always looks like it's a bit short and funny looking, but actually, parked up next to my van, it was pretty much the same size. The jury's still out on the front end though. Kerry reckons it looks quirky. I think it looks ugly and like a 5-year-old has drawn it, but I have to say it did look better in real life than in the photos we've seen, so maybe it'll grow on me. We both agreed though that the back end looks pretty smart and inoffensive. The van we drove was a Buzz style, which we were told was the mid-range version. It did seem to come fully loaded with a lot of optional extras though, so as always, it's worth delving into the spec to see exactly what you get on each model. This van has an automatic tailgate. I can see that does give some advantages, but that beeping would do my head in. The boot itself seems pretty spacious, although we didn't test out what we could get in it. There's also an electric tow bar, probably a bit of a novelty, but it made it easy to operate. The manual sliding door at the side was also really easy to operate and it felt nice and light. Access to the bench seat was really easy and it was a nice, comfortable, spacious place to be. There's no awkward bulge in the middle seat, so that isn't the short straw like it can be in some vehicles. All in all, the interior felt quite smart and a very nice, pleasant place to be. We thought the wood grain effect trim was super smart. It's great to see electric memory seats, but when we investigated a bit further when we got home, we realised these are only available on this colourway, which doesn't seem very practical for a van. The fabric and the pattern were actually very nice, and it makes a change to find a smart seat in something that isn't leather. It was just the colour that made us a little bit concerned. The driver's seat is a really nice place to be, and it felt just like being in a car with the multifunction steering wheel. It'd take me a while to get used to having the gears on the steering wheel, but I'm sure it's something I could get over. The infotainment system in the Buzz style has a larger screen, which presented the information really easy to read, and it was quite easy to navigate around, especially for things like changing the radio station. It did feel like it needed a few too many touches though to operate the climate control system, so that's something that we weren't that keen on. And so to actually driving the Buzz. You may think I haven't sounded that keen on it so far, but I have to say driving it was an absolute pleasure, and that's where it really came into its own. It was just like driving a really nice, smooth, comfortable car, and I did notice the difference when I got back into my van afterwards. You wouldn't actually have realised you were driving an electric vehicle. It looks a bit bouncy in this video, but that's the camera operator, not the van. We've always thought driving an electric vehicle would be weird without any engine noise, but to be honest, on this road, with the tyre noise and a bit of rain noise as well, you actually didn't notice that you weren't hearing an engine. Overall, we were really pleasantly surprised with our test drive of the Buzz. It's something we would think about in future, perhaps the cargo rather than the van itself, but we'll see. As always, thanks for watching. We'll be back with more content soon, including a trip overseas.